Good morning, everyone. What do you most need today? I threw that question out there on the other my personal page. I thought, let me just start off with that because that's a great thing to ask yourself in the middle of the ceaseless flow of thinking. As soon as you get up, what do you most need today? What do you most need today? You need a little tea, you need a little coffee in your cup, you need some deep breathing perhaps, you need to just take a break, you need to sit back, you need to get into motion. I'm going off script today. I decided to just go off the cuff, to just be random and say, you know what, why don't we do the things that we know we need to do? Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Ben. Good morning, Lisa. Lisa, what time is it for you? I still don't have that down in my head. They say the darkest hour is right before the dawn. Are you feeling like that today? The first thing I really want to dial into, because I'm going improv today. What is it that you most need? What is it that you most need? And that's an invitation to check in with yourself. Like when you wake up, and I do this every day, like I check in. How do I feel? What is going on, right? Instead of just immediately like jumping in, which we have a tendency to do. Are you like me where you have a tendency to kind of just jump in and you start to react to the day? Can we give ourselves that moment to just pause, observe, pause? So I did my morning ritual this morning. Take a moment. There's some things that I do. Number one, I breathe. We got to remind ourselves to breathe. Do it right now. It's 2:49 p.m. Okay. So is that 2:49 p.m. on Thursday? Pause for the cause. Ben is saying pause for the cause. Yeah, I like that. Or pause for the purpose. Or there's power in the pause, because maybe you don't know what gift you're going to get in the pause. Maybe there's a gift that's waiting to be delivered. There's an abundance that's flowing, but if you don't pause, you may not get it. How about that? So maybe you need to pause. And as I'm reflecting and I'm commenting and I'm pouring to you, I know that's something that I need today. I need to take some time and just sit. And I also need to take some time to be diligent, in my pursuits, diligent in my pursuit of my passion and my purpose. But why don't we do the things that we know we ought to do? Are you thinking about this right now? Ben saying sometimes you have to be on the doorstep for when the package is delivered. That's a great metaphor, because how many times have you had something delivered and you're not there to get the delivery? Have you ever had this happen? And then you get home and there's like a little sticky note on your door and you're like, you were looking forward to the package of delivery, but you didn't get it because you weren't home, you weren't there, maybe you were rushing out busy. So why don't we do the things that we know we ought to do? Why don't we do the things we know we ought to do? I've heard some interesting reflections on this. If you come from the Tony Robbins world, you're going to hear pain and pleasure, that everything's based on pain and pleasure. And I don't want to discredit that. I think there's absolute validity in that, the pain and pleasure principle, that we'll do more to avoid pain than we will to gain pleasure. So if there's something that we know we ought to do, and it's pleasurable, but maybe it's not a big enough driver. So there's some things that we can do, and I do in my program to help people get out of the pain and pleasure thing. You're not an animal. There's a deeper thing you can tap into, but maybe it's confusion, right? Is confusion an option? Is not an option, but is confusion a potential reason why you're not following through on what you know you ought to do? Illness currently. Oh, you're not feeling well. Ooh, I'm sorry. Is that true? Lisa, you're not feeling well? Well, I hope that's a short-lived thing. So let me give you some full transparency. This is unscripted, but I woke up today, my energy level was a little different. And rather than react, it's like I embrace it and then I elevate from that. And I want to invite you to do that too. So wherever you are in your pursuits, wherever you find yourself emotionally, don't just discredit that. Like, embrace it, honor it, and then let it go so you can elevate from there. I found that that's a better mode of operation, and there's less resistance there. A lot of people are resisting what their emotions are. They're resisting things. They're resisting how they feel, and I don't want you to do that. But there's a fine line. I don't want you to wallow in it. I don't want you to stay in it. I want you to elevate from it after you've embraced it, and that's a big difference. So let's talk about this. Why don't we do the things we know we need to do? Why do we not do it? Is there something that you need to do, but you're not doing it right now? Why are we not doing it? Is it confusion? Are you confused about, well, I have all these things to do. What should I do first? So let me just give you a couple things, because I want to keep this short. So one of the things you can do is, and there's a lot of different strategies and tactics, but if you find yourself in a place where you're stuck and you're not doing the thing you know you need to do or you know you want to do, we must, like, you can pick one thing every single day. There's 7 days in a week, or 5 days if you take 2 days off. If you pick one big thing every day and grab a focused block of time, uninterrupted, to work on that one thing. Lisa's saying that fear is the number one cause of illness. I've been ill now for a while, eating soft food. Well, my heart and prayers go out to you, Lisa, and I trust that this will pass. Got to work on fear. Fear, is anyone else dealing with fear right now? Is anyone else on here dealing with fear? Yeah, I call it FBT, focused block of time. You put it on your calendar, you write it down, and I usually do like a 2 hour. So you grab a 2 hour. But the psychological part, because I want to stay focused on that, because strategy is one thing, the psychology is the other part. That's where I excel, and that's where I want to give you today, because we're talking about fear, right? So we're talking about fear. I thought about I thought about labeling this the over and the under. We overwhelm ourselves. We overwhelm ourselves with everything that we have to do, and then we underwhelm ourselves with the small acts that make all the difference. So a lot of times what we do is, if you're listening to my video right now, welcome. I honor you being here. I want to elevate you today. I want you to honor where you are. I want you to embrace where you are. I want you to feel where you are, because you're strong enough. And then I want you to elevate from it. You see, I want you to elevate. I want you to lift up your emotions today. I want you to lift yourself up today. I want you to get into action today. And I want you to do the things that you ought to do. But again, everything's a balance. We talked about maybe you need to sit and just breathe for a little bit, recalibrate, and then get into action, so that the action you take is more meaningful. So let's dive in, right? Is there confusion? Is there clutter? Is there things that are stopping you from moving forward, doing the things you know you ought to do? So avoid the overwhelm of everything I have to do, and avoid the underwhelm of not doing the small step. So what I want you to do today is grab the small activities, the little simple things that can get you started. And one of them might be, you look at your calendar and you schedule in a focused block of time. You break it down, you break it down into the simplest form. You got, today's Wednesday, so you got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 3 days in the business week, and you could even add Saturday if you want. But what 3 or 4 things will you commit to? What 3 or 4 things will you commit to today, tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday? And can you let go of the psychological stuff that you might be holding on to? Can you let go of that? And one of the things that we do is we dive into purpose. Your purpose, if it's intensified and it becomes white hot, it will cut through anything. It'll cut through. It'll fire you up. There's a purpose in your life that you're meant to do in this world. You just haven't tapped into it yet. And if other things are getting in the way, don't be upset at yourself. Embrace it. Let it speak to you, and then you boldly move forward from a place of peaceful power, on purpose, poised and planned, and feel the fear and do it anyway. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Feel the fear and do it anyway. One of the guys I'm studying, and I'm going to give him credit for this because this is where I got it from, even if he never sees this video. His name's Amir Ezra. And what he says is, if you're not doing the things you ought to do, it's either you're not communicating with them or you're not communicating with them properly. It's almost like a friend that you want to come over and visit you. Would you call the friend up and be like, hey, you're a dope. What are you doing? Why don't you come over and see me? I don't really like you, but why don't you come over anyway? Right? You wouldn't say that. You'd be like, hello, I'm so glad that we connected. I really want you to come over. I really want you to come visit. Let's have a visit together. Let's break bread together. Let's have some tea. Let's have some coffee together, right? That's how you would treat a friend. You would invite a friend over. You would be friendly. You would be cordial. You would open the door and let the friend in. But with your highest aspirations, the things you know you ought to do, how are you communicating with them? Typically, people are talking to themselves going, you're an idiot. Why are you not doing it? How come you didn't get that done yet? Instead, what is it that you want to achieve? Start to feel the emotions of it. I embrace it. This is what I want to accomplish today. This is what I want to accomplish this week. This is what I want to accomplish this lifetime. And I want to open myself up to it, even if I don't have all the answers right now. Matter of fact, you probably don't have all the answers right now. I don't have all the answers right now. But you know what I do? I open up to it. I open up to it like a friend. I open my arms. You know what? And I say, let's go. Let's invite you in, and let's see where we can go. Let's see what we can do. Let's allow the opening to transpire and create some positive emotions around it. And then when that happens, the invitation is set, the table is set. It's like, setting the table for setting the table for your guest. Preparing some coffee for your guest, So let's think about this. What is it that you want? Have you prepared? Have you set the table? I had a dream last night about Tony Robbins. This is really crazy. This is weird. I'm off the cuff here. And I was interacting with him. And we had a really good exchange. And I was talking about doing a joint venture. But then there was a moment of disconnect in the dream where I was like reaching out. And he said to me, I'm stressed. I need to unplug. And that's how the dream ended. And I thought, and I'm still interpreting that dream. By the way, I can interpret your dream, by the way. If you have a dream that you've been having, I've been given a gift to interpret dreams. And I'm interpreting this dream, and it's like Lizzie saying, like when we get close, where's the block? What's holding us back? It's like that computer program that downloads, you're waiting, you're like, oh, it's going in, it's almost 90%. It's almost there. And then you're like, what the heck is going on? It just ramped up to 90%, and then it just sits. And I almost think it's really weird when you think about that, because think about your own life, right? You drive forward and you're almost there, and you get to the 90% mark maybe, and then all of a sudden you go, and you're just like, why do we do that crap? Why do we do that? Why do we get so far and we get to that 90% and then we stop? And how do we overcome that 90%? And I'm gonna share it with you here, and I'm gonna bring this to a close. incredible purpose. Like right now, one of the things that you should do is, and I don't really tell people what they should do, but I'm telling you today, what drives you at a deep level? What makes you just, man, it just, every part of you just stands at attention and is ready to roll. What is that, And just tap into that and let go of all the other stuff. The other stuff will take care of itself. So tap into that deep part of yourself today so that you can overcome inertia. You can put in a focus block of time. You can embrace the fear and move forward. You can elevate your purpose to its white hot and that nothing will stop you. And you take that step boldly in spite of it. And you'll be surprised. You'll surprise yourself. And you'll amaze yourself. And you'll amaze the people around you. But let go of the resistance. Stop fighting and just embrace. And I know people say, fight through, and there is a place for that. But what I'm suggesting today is that you embrace what is. Fully accept what is. This moment right now, fully accept it. Don't fight it. Stop fighting. You've been fighting for how long now? You've been fighting and resisting and chopping and breathe, let that go. Fully embrace what is. Fully embrace it. You're strong enough to do it. That's why I'm confident, because you are strong enough to fully embrace. I already know it's wired into you. The divine took care of that. And then move forward and elevate from there. You can do it today. I believe in you. God bless you. I love you. If you like this, follow my YouTube channel. I got a YouTube channel. I'm uploading more stuff there. What I'm going to do, just for you that are tuning in, these videos on Facebook are going to get shorter and shorter. And then I'll do longer stuff on YouTube because it just makes sense. People on Facebook have limited time. They click on, click off. So I'm going to put more stuff on YouTube, which I think is a better platform. And I'll do probably, my goal is to get these down to 3 to 5 minutes. So these videos are 3 to 5 minutes here. And then on the YouTube channel, I build that out. So I'm really asking people to share my YouTube channel, if you could. If this served you, you can follow this page, share the YouTube channel. I'm looking to get the message out to the world. If you're interested, I just did the interview with the young artist, Lisa Fantini, and she played her music, and she had 40 subscribers. She's already up to 700 subscribers through the power of her music. People share a lot of things on social media. Again, if this served you, it helps me get my message out there, and helps me get a message that I believe is going to serve people and inspire people. That's what I want to do, especially right now. Just a little bit of inspiration that you can take. Thanks, Lisa. I really appreciate you being here, and I appreciate every one of you being here, by the way, and honor you. So God bless you. Have an outstanding day. I'll drop the links in as soon as I end this video. Have an amazing day. God bless you.